Friends, today we embark on a journey of divine abundance, a journey that begins not in the marketplace, not in the ledger, but within the quiet chambers of your mind. You see, money, like all forms of power, is alive with the spirit of divine intelligence. It responds instantly, obediently, to the thoughts, words, and attitudes that you hold within. If you wish to see your first $100,000, 0 cents, manifest into your life, you must first recognize that it is already seeking you, knocking gently at the door of your awareness. The law is impartial. It does not hesitate or delay. It answers only to the commanding voice of belief, to the steady hand of purpose, and to the clear vision of a mind untroubled by doubt. To attract abundance, you must speak with authority, for your word is the seed of all accomplishment. Say to yourself, I am ready, I am worthy, I am now open to receive my first $100,000, 0 cents. Do not whisper this as a timid prayer, nor murmur it as a wish. Speak it as a fact already accomplished, as though the invisible streams of wealth are rushing toward you even now. Feel the thrill of possession, the joy of receiving, and watch how circumstances begin to align. Doors that were closed open, opportunities that were hidden come to light, and helpful people, resources, and ideas seem to appear as if by magic. There is no magic here, only the natural law of divine order operating in perfect harmony. Remember, fear is the only barrier. The mind that doubts cannot command, the tongue that hesitates cannot decree. Every negative thought, every whisper of limitation, turns the river of prosperity away from you. But when you maintain faith, a calm, unwavering faith, you become a magnet. Wealth does not resist a determined, cheerful heart. It rushes to those who know that money is good, that it is obedient to the law, and that it is merely a form of energy moving to fulfill a divine purpose. Do not toil, fret, or bargain with the world for this sum. Let go of anxiety, let go of the struggle. Sit quietly in the knowledge that your $100,000, 0 cents, is already in existence, waiting to be called by your confident word and steady thought. Visualize it, affirm it, rejoice in it, and give thanks as if it were already yours. Then watch how the universe begins to conspire on your behalf, how opportunities multiply, and how pathways previously invisible to you unfold. There is a profound joy in the realization that you are the rightful master of your own prosperity. The $100,000, 0 cents you seek is not a distant dream. It is a living reality, already in motion toward you. All that is required is your faith, your clear declaration, and your willingness to act in alignment with the higher law. In this way, abundance is not begged. It is commanded, it is attracted, it is made inevitable. Your word is the instrument through which the universe responds. The invisible wand that shapes circumstances, calls opportunities, and draws abundance to you. Every spoken word is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness, and each seed, whether of fear, doubt, or faith, grows into the reality that surrounds you. To command your first $100,000, 0 cents, you must understand the power inherent in the words you utter. Speak with authority, with certainty, and with the full knowledge that the invisible forces of life are your obedient servants. There is no room for hesitation, for uncertainty weakens the signal you are sending to the creative forces. When you declare your intention with clarity and conviction, the universe moves in response, arranging people, events, and circumstances to manifest your spoken word. It is not enough to whisper, I hope to have $100,000, 0 cents someday, or to murmur it as a timid wish. The universe does not respond to timidness. It answers only to those who declare their desire as though it has already been fulfilled. I am now receiving my first $100,000, 0 cents, spoken with conviction, is a seed of creation more potent than any plan, more powerful than any strategy. Your word is not merely a sound, it is the channel through which energy flows. Each repetition strengthens the current of attraction. Each affirmation solidifies your claim. When you speak with authority, you are not commanding the money itself, but aligning yourself with the law of abundance, calling the conditions and opportunities that will bring it to you. Consider the mind as a field, fertile and ready. Every word you speak is a seed planted in that field, and your thoughts water and nurture it. If your words are uncertain, scattered, or fearful, the seeds grow into confusion and limitation. If your words are firm, joyful, and confident, they blossom into visible results. Repetition is your ally. Speak your affirmation daily, audibly if possible, with joy and anticipation, and the law will respond. The more you impress upon your consciousness the certainty of receiving, the more powerful the magnetic attraction becomes. People, ideas, situations, and money itself will begin to move in ways that support your spoken intention. Your word is a creative force that shapes not only external circumstances, but your internal world. By affirming the reality of your $100,000 0 cents, you condition your mind to recognize opportunities, to notice solutions, to take inspired action when doors appear. The spoken word awakens the senses to possibilities that were invisible before. When you speak confidently of abundance, you do not merely attract wealth, you transform your thinking, aligning it with success. You stop looking at lack, limitation, or obstacles, and instead your attention is drawn to ways in which the universe provides. The law responds not to the empty desire, but to the confident declaration of what is already yours. Faith is inseparable from the spoken word. If doubt colors your speech, it weakens the current of attraction, and your seed remains dormant. Yet when your declaration is saturated with trust and certainty, it sets in motion an unstoppable momentum. Speak as though your first $100,000 0 cents is already circulating in your life. Use words of affirmation that convey assurance and gratitude. Feel the emotion of having it, for emotion is the amplifier of your declaration. The universe does not separate the internal feeling from the external outcome. What you feel with conviction manifests outside. Your word becomes the bridge between thought and reality, between intention and accomplishment. Your spoken word also carries moral power. It is not mere wishful thinking. It is a decree that harmonizes with the higher law. The universe favors those who speak truth, who declare their worthiness, who claim abundance without fear, without comparison, and without envy. Command with a heart free of resistance, and the invisible forces align. Command with persistence, and the circumstances begin to form. Your words create paths where none existed, attract helpful people, open doors, and direct energy toward your desire. The spoken word is the first act of manifestation, the signal that sets the entire cosmos into motion to deliver your $100,000 0 cents. To attract your first $100,000 0 cents, it is not enough to merely think about it or hope for it in the distant future. You must visualize it with vivid clarity and feel as though it is already yours. Visualization is the language of the subconscious mind, the way you impress your desires upon the invisible forces that govern all manifestations. When you close your eyes and see the $100,000 0 cents as a tangible reality, your mind begins to align with circumstances that will bring it into form. The law does not differentiate between imagination and reality. It responds to the images and emotions you hold in your consciousness. Picture the money as though it is in your hands, as though it is circulating in your life, and the law will move to make that picture true. It is essential to engage all of your senses when you visualize. Do not merely see the bills or the numbers in your mind. Hear the satisfaction of receiving. Feel the texture of success. Smell the air of abundance surrounding you. Taste the sweetness of fulfillment, and allow the joy of accomplishment to saturate your body. The universe responds not only to thought but to feeling, and the more alive your visualization, the stronger the magnetic pull toward your desire. As you immerse yourself in the sensation of already possessing the money, your mind stops sending mixed signals of doubt or lack. You are creating a mental reality that attracts physical counterparts, for the world outside mirrors the world inside. Consistency is the key to effective visualization. Do not merely imagine your $100,000 0 cents occasionally. Practice it daily with the devotion of one who tends a sacred garden. Each session of visualization strengthens the currents of attraction, impressing the law with your unwavering intention. See yourself using the money, see the doors it opens, see the opportunities it brings, and see the ways in which it blesses not only yourself, but those around you. The act of seeing, feeling, and knowing is far more potent than planning or strategizing, for the law responds instantly to the picture you hold in your mind. It is also vital to release attachment to the how of manifestation. The mind that is concerned with methods or timelines is divided, and division weakens the power of visualization. Instead, hold the image firmly, feel the emotion fully, and trust that the invisible law will orchestrate all necessary steps. Opportunities will arise in forms that you could never anticipate. Doors will open, ideas will come, people will appear to assist, and circumstances will arrange themselves in perfect harmony with your mental picture. Your task is to see, feel, and accept. The law will handle the execution. Belief and feeling are inseparable from visualization. The mind that doubts cannot impress the law. It must be fully convinced that the $100,000 0 cents is already present. Rehearse in your mind the daily life you will live with that abundance, the relief from worry, the freedom to act boldly, and the joy of fulfillment. As you do this, you are reprogramming your subconscious to recognize possibilities, to discern opportunities, and to act in alignment with your desire. Every detail you see in your imagination serves as a blueprint for reality, and your subconscious begins to work tirelessly to materialize it. Visualization also strengthens your intuition and attracts helpful guidance. As you hold the picture of abundance, ideas will come to you, sometimes in sudden flashes, sometimes in quiet nudges. You will be led to actions that feel inspired rather than forced. Your mind becomes a magnet for favorable circumstances because it has aligned itself with the vibration of wealth. The law never fails. It simply requires that you maintain the clarity and intensity of your vision. Your first $100,000 0 cents will find you because you have seen it, felt it, and known it in advance, and the law is compelled to deliver that which you have mentally and emotionally embraced. The joy and gratitude with which you visualize amplify the effect. Do not visualize with anxiety, need, or longing, for those emotions confuse the law. Visualize with confidence, delight, and absolute trust. Celebrate the picture in your mind as though it is already reality, for the law recognizes joy and certainty as proof that the desire is rightful and attainable. The more alive and real your mental vision, the faster the external manifestation follows. You are not merely dreaming, you are issuing a command to the invisible powers, a command that the universe cannot resist. Fear and doubt are the invisible chains that bind the mind and repel abundance from your life. To attract your first $100,000, 0 cents, it is essential to recognize that these are not mere emotions, but powerful vibrational forces that determine the flow of prosperity. The universe is neutral. It responds only to the energy you emit. When you entertain fear, worry, or hesitation, you are sending signals of limitation, scarcity, and unworthiness, and the law moves in accordance with the energy you broadcast. You cannot command wealth with one hand while clutching fear with the other. To draw $100,000, 0 cents to you, every thought and word must resonate with confidence, faith, and certainty. Every moment spent in doubt strengthens the barriers that separate you from your abundance. The mind that vacillates between hope and fear is like a boat without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in the vast ocean of possibility. The law of prosperity requires clarity, firmness, and an unshakable belief that what you seek is already yours. Imagine a magnet attempting to attract metal while itself divided by opposing forces. It cannot succeed. In the same way, your inner state must be unified, your belief unwavering, and your intention unbroken, if you wish to draw $100,000, 0 cents into your experience. Fear often masquerades as practicality, caution, or reason, and yet it is the greatest saboteur of financial success. Thoughts such as, I might fail, I cannot earn that much, or it is impossible for me, are seeds of limitation that take root and grow into circumstances that reinforce the belief. Every negative thought is a decree to the invisible law, a command that the universe obeys whether you intend it or not. To break the power of fear, you must recognize it, acknowledge it, and then consciously replace it with the thought of certainty. Repeat affirmations of faith, envision yourself in possession of your $100,000 0 cents, and immerse yourself in the feeling of joy, security, and triumph that comes with achievement. Doubt weakens the command of your spoken word. You may declare, "I am now receiving my first $100,000 0 cents," and yet if doubt lingers beneath the surface, your word is neutralized. The law responds to certainty, to confidence, and to unwavering faith. Your task is to cultivate an inner environment of trust, where fear cannot find shelter. Every time a fearful thought arises, it must be met with the affirmation of power and assurance, and gradually the old habit of doubting dissolves. The mind that is free from fear becomes a magnet for wealth, attracting people, opportunities, and ideas that support the realization of your desire. It is also important to understand that fear is often a reflection of attachment to outcomes or past experiences. When you focus on lack, when you dwell on previous failures, or when you measure your worth by circumstances, you create resistance. The law does not distinguish between negative and positive desire. It only mirrors the energy you project. Therefore, you must release attachment to obstacles, let go of worry, and maintain a vision of ease and flow. Wealth responds to a relaxed, confident, and expectant mind, not to one that struggles or frets. Faith and courage are the antidotes to fear. When you act from the belief that your $100,000 0 cents is already in motion toward you, every step becomes empowered, every decision guided, and every opportunity recognized. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to act in alignment with your vision, despite it. The universe honors courage, for it is a demonstration of trust in the unseen forces. Each act of faith, each thought of certainty, and each affirmation spoken with conviction strengthens your vibrational alignment with abundance. Fear also blocks intuition, the subtle guidance that leads you to the right people, places, and ideas. When your mind is clouded by doubt, you fail to notice opportunities, ignore helpful nudges, and resist the flow of prosperity. By cultivating a fearless mindset, you open yourself to inspired action, creative solutions, and sudden breakthroughs. Fear is a veil, and the law of prosperity works most powerfully when the veil is lifted, when your mind is clear, and when your heart is confident and expectant. Your first $100,000 0 cents cannot approach a mind that doubts or hesitates. The law of attraction does not bargain. It responds to energy, vibration, and unwavering belief. By removing fear, by choosing faith, by commanding your wealth with certainty and joy, you align yourself with the currents of abundance. Every step you take becomes a reflection of that inner confidence. Every word you speak reinforces your claim, and every thought you hold draws the invisible forces into motion to manifest your desire. To align with divine order is to understand that wealth, prosperity, and abundance are not random occurrences but the natural expression of universal law. Your first $100,000 0 cents will flow to you with perfect ease when you recognize that there is a harmonious intelligence governing the world, an invisible rhythm that moves all things into their rightful place. When you resist this order, when you struggle, worry, or force circumstances, you meet friction. The universe is never out of balance. It is always operating in perfection, and your task is to harmonize with that perfection. Prosperity is the natural result of alignment, and once you attune yourself to the higher law, all conditions necessary for the manifestation of your desire begin to appear. Acting in alignment with divine order begins with the recognition that abundance is your rightful inheritance. You are not begging for wealth, you are claiming what is already yours by the law of creation. By seeing yourself as deserving, and by maintaining thoughts and words that reflect that belief, you place yourself in tune with the cosmic rhythm. The law responds instantly, arranging people, opportunities, and circumstances to bring your first $100,000, 0 cents, into your experience. Every effort you make, every step you take, when aligned with this law, becomes effortless, multiplied, and directed toward the fulfillment of your intention. The key to alignment is surrender. Surrender does not mean passivity or inaction. It means relinquishing resistance, trusting the law, and allowing divine intelligence to orchestrate the details. When you release the need to control every step, the universe opens pathways that you could not have conceived. Doors previously invisible swing open. Opportunities arise in forms more magnificent than you could have planned. People appear at exactly the right moment to offer guidance, assistance, or connection. This is the invisible law of cooperation, responding to the mind that is in harmony with its flow. Thoughts, words, and actions must all resonate with the energy of order and alignment. When your mind is cluttered with worry, impatience, or judgment, you introduce chaos into the field of creation. The law requires clarity, harmony, and joy. Speak words of faith, see your abundance clearly, act with integrity, and move with confidence. Each act done in alignment carries a multiplying power, attracting support, resources, and guidance that amplify your ability to manifest your $100,000, 0 cents. Divine order does not force, it works with those who are ready, those who align themselves with the current of prosperity, and those who maintain calm, steady faith. Gratitude is a powerful tool of alignment. When you give thanks for the abundance you already possess, when you acknowledge the blessings in your life, you create a vibrational match for greater wealth. Gratitude tells the universe that you recognize the order and abundance that surrounds you and that you are ready to receive more. By maintaining a consciousness of appreciation, you are opening yourself to channels of prosperity that were previously blocked by lack, complaint, or resistance. The law responds to joy and gratitude, not to struggle and fear. Another aspect of alignment is moral and mental integrity. Prosperity flows to those whose thoughts and actions are in harmony with truth, honesty, and goodwill. Greed, envy, deceit, or selfishness create dissonance, disrupting the natural flow of abundance. By cultivating a mindset and behavior that reflect harmony with the universal law, you become a vessel through which wealth can move effortlessly. Your first $100,000, 0 cents, will not only come to you, but will also serve its highest purpose when your actions are aligned with this greater order. Patience is an essential companion to alignment. The law does not rush, it does not force, and it never misses. When you are aligned, every opportunity, every connection, every step falls into place at the exact moment needed for the optimal result. Impatience creates friction, doubt, and misalignment, which delays manifestation. By trusting the timing of the universe, by moving steadily in harmony with the law, you allow abundance to unfold naturally and beautifully, often in ways more expansive and fulfilling than your limited human mind could imagine. Your first $100,000, 0 cents, is drawn to you not through struggle or frantic effort, but through alignment with divine order. When your thoughts, words, and actions reflect faith, joy, gratitude, integrity, and trust in the perfect law, the invisible forces of the universe conspire to bring the desire into tangible form. The currents of prosperity move swiftly toward those who recognize their oneness with the law, those who act in harmony rather than opposition, and those who hold firm belief that abundance is their natural right. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, a key that unlocks doors of abundance and channels prosperity into your life. To draw your first $100,000, 0 cents, it is essential to give thanks not only for what you already possess, but for the wealth that is coming to you. The moment you feel appreciation for the blessings you have, you are raising your vibration to match that of the desired abundance. Gratitude is not a passive acknowledgement, it is an active, living force that signals to the universe your readiness and your worthiness. It tells the law that you recognize the flow of abundance, that you are in harmony with it, and that you welcome more. When you give thanks as if the $100,000, 0 cents, is already yours, you are speaking directly to the invisible powers that govern all manifestation. This is not a wish or a hope. It is a declaration, a joyful recognition of the divine intelligence that moves all things. The universe cannot resist the energy of sincere gratitude. Every thought of appreciation, every spoken word of thanks reinforces your claim and strengthens the magnetic pull of your desire. You are no longer asking for wealth. You are acknowledging its presence and calling it forth through your awareness. Gratitude also transforms your consciousness. It shifts your mind from lack to abundance, from worry to trust, and from limitation to possibility. When you focus on appreciation, you cease to focus on obstacles, scarcity, or delay. Your mind begins to notice opportunities, people, and resources that you may have previously overlooked. The law of attraction works in perfect harmony with a thankful heart, bringing into your experience the means, the ideas, and the connections necessary to manifest your $100,000, 0 cents. Each act of gratitude amplifies the energy of your word, the clarity of your visualization, and the strength of your faith, creating a cumulative effect that draws abundance faster and more surely. Consistency in gratitude is essential. It must become a daily practice, a natural and effortless part of your thought life. Begin each day with appreciation for what you have, and continue throughout the day by recognizing the small blessings that appear. A kind word, a helpful idea, a favorable turn of events, all are opportunities to express thanks and to maintain the vibration of abundance. By consistently acknowledging the goodness already present in your life, you set up a continuous flow of energy that aligns with prosperity and draws your $100,000, 0 cents, without struggle or strain. The feeling of gratitude must be genuine, alive, and present. Mechanical repetition of words without feeling produces little effect. The law responds to emotion as much as to thought. When you truly feel the joy of receiving, when you imagine the delight of having the $100,000, 0 cents, in your possession, you are creating a powerful energetic signature that the universe recognizes and responds to. Gratitude is the bridge between what is seen and unseen, the conduit through which invisible forces bring your desire into tangible reality. Gratitude also releases resistance. Every complaint, every worry, and every negative thought is a block to the flow of abundance. When you cultivate thankfulness, you dissolve these blocks, opening yourself to the channels through which wealth flows. You begin to see life itself as a source of riches, recognizing that money, opportunities, and resources are merely expressions of the infinite supply that the universe offers freely to those who are receptive. Gratitude clears the mind, softens the heart, and aligns your vibration with the universal current of prosperity. When you give thanks, you create a feedback loop of positivity and attraction. Each acknowledgement of abundance strengthens your faith, heightens your expectation, and reinforces the certainty that your first $100,000, 0 cents, is already on its way. People, circumstances, and ideas begin to move in harmony with your mental and emotional state. The law of cause and effect operates effortlessly, for gratitude acts as a signal to the universe that you are ready, deserving, and in tune with the flow of wealth. By living in a state of constant appreciation, you also cultivate patience and trust. You no longer need to worry about timing, methods, or obstacles, for your heart is filled with the knowledge that the invisible forces are at work on your behalf. The $100,000, 0 cents, you desire is drawn to you, naturally, inevitably, and joyfully, because gratitude has prepared the way, cleared the channels, and amplified the energy of your intentions.